Today started off like most days on Ark, scavenging through the smoldering wreckage of broken dreams that I used to call my home, all in the hopes that I'll be able to scrape together just enough resources to be able to fund my new adventures. After tearing down my base, I now had an adequate amount of resources to get a decent head start on a raft I was planning on living in. I've actually never lived in a raft before, but I always see people doing it and it seems like fun, so I decided to give it a try. I even figured out a way to do my secret storage technique. It's actually even easier on a boat since you don't have to lower any foundations. You can just do it right on the side of the boat. So my plan is to just keep all my good stuff hidden inside the secret storage. That way, even if I get raided, hopefully they won't blow up the foundation and find all my good stuff hidden away. Like usual, I'm not trying to build anything fancy, I'm just building something that's gonna work out for me. Living on a raft while solo is actually pretty nice because you can just bring the raft to wherever the resources are. That way you don't have to leave your base unwatched for that long. Starting out, the hardest thing to get in abundance is probably pearls, since I can only go so deep at a time. Luckily, there's a pretty decent amount that isn't too far from the surface. After getting those pearls, the next thing I had to do was slaughter an insane amount of penguins. If you beat a dead penguin with a club, it gives you a ton of polymer, which you're then able to use for things like scuba, turrets, and all the other important things that you need. I later found out there's better ways of getting polymer, but this worked for the time being. One of the biggest things I needed to progress faster is an industrial forge. But for that, I wanted a drill so that I could farm much faster. So I made some scuba, went down to the bottom of the ocean, and got some black pearls. Usually when I play Smalltribes, I try to leave all the little people alone, but when I'm solo and starting out, I will take anything I can get, especially if someone else does the work to get it for me. So after taking all this guy's cooking metal, I came back after a bit and found he was actually living out of a little base right near where his raft was, so I decided to mess with it. I didn't want to risk losing anything, so I just went in naked. Half the time when I do this, I'll just get shot once with a tranq arrow and get caged for a bit, but it's worth the risk when you don't really have anything. So you just make a torch really quick, and then you're able to kill people inside of flak armor. It's actually a little overpowered, it's kind of crazy. And just like that, I get a free set of armor and a full set of tools. This guy must be kind of new or something, because not many people are dumb enough to leave their doors open. This was a pretty quick and easy way to get free stuff, so I decided to put my good stuff away and just go out in some hide armor and try to find more people to do this to. That one was pretty close. He was starting to go real slow because his bones were broken even. After I got enough stuff, I finally was able to make my mining drill, which just makes farming so much quicker. It's really overpowered. While waiting for all my metal to smelt, I decided to make a ton of cryopods so I can stash them away inside my secret storage and be able to hide away a ton of dinos. After about an hour or two, I had enough metal smelted that I was actually able to hide away a full industrial forge and a secondary mining drill so that if I ever lose it, I'll have another one for backup. Which is good because shortly after this, some people started trying to attack me. I felt pretty safe while I was in the raft because I thought I could just drive away if anyone tried blowing me up, but I quickly learned that wasn't the case. As you can see here, apparently while you're moving, you're able to actually just fly dinos through the raft if you want. I wasn't really sure if you'd be able to do any damage while you were inside like this, but I decided to stop just in case.
Allahu Akbar.
There really isn't much I can do to defend against 3 people at a time, so I decided to try to appeal to their human nature and empathy. But this is a game for sociopaths, so that doesn't work. Now every time I stop moving, they start throwing grenades on top, and if I start moving, they try meshing their dinos into my base. Thanks to this fun little mechanic, they're now inside my base with virtually no work at all. I then, as quickly as possible, try to put together a box and put all my important stuff inside of it. They pretty quickly start trying to blow back in, so I have no choice but to move again. then somehow manages to just mesh his body into my base. The bat couldn't hurt me when I was mounted on the raft, so I figured that was my best chance to not get killed by this guy with more stuff than me. But apparently that doesn't work with characters. He then meshes right out of my base with all my important stuff, and I lose everything that I had inside. Luckily, I was smart enough to put all the important things inside of my secret storage, including things like fabricator and forges, so I could just replace everything right away. Now that I'm aware you can just easily cheat to get inside of someone's raft, I decided I was gonna have to put up a turret or two. To be able to make more turrets though, I'm gonna need a lot more pearls, so I went to the bottom of the ocean with my trusty wooden chair to get more stamina, and I went hunting for some anglers. They have pretty low health, so a lot of the times when you're trying to knock them out, they just die. Then on my second try to tame an angler, my crossbow broke. Now I don't have anything to knock it out. Except apparently I'm Saitama and can just knock something out one punch. And since I'm gonna commit to having a ton of turrets and stuff, I decided I was gonna build a motorboat so that I can actually outrun things really fast too. And now, it's finally time. I have enough protection that I feel comfortable putting up my industrial forge, which is going to make everything so much quicker. And while I'm waiting for all my metal to smelt, I go around and look for all the rafts around that I can easily raid. I even found a raft that someone just left open for me. Now that I have a pretty decent amount of metal, pearls, and charcoal, I'm able to make turrets and ammo really fast, so I decided to put up a whole second layer of turrets. I'm pretty confident that no one's going to be able to just fly a bat through my base anymore, but now that it looks so stacked, people are going to be a lot more interested in finding out what's inside. So I decided to keep a whole stash of extra stuff inside the old base in the secret storage, just in case. All this progress took me about a full day to do, so I had to get off for the night. I was pretty confident that this wasn't going to last the night, so I just put it against a wall somewhere where I didn't think any of the giant whales would take it down, and just prayed that in the morning it would still be there. There's no way it's still alive. Please be alive. Oh my god, it's still here. Surprisingly, no one was able to find it, so I lived to play another day. And I lived on to ruin other people's day. While I was raiding this base, some innocent bystanders got caught in the crossfire, and I'm like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. If I see movement, I start going for it. I killed myself while blowing my way in, but it was worth it. Even though it took down a couple of my turrets because it broke one of the outlets, I really had no actual damage to my boat. Sadly, these guys must have just been starting off because they had absolutely nothing inside. So I went back to the original ship I was trying to raid. This one was pretty much empty as well. Something I found out, on Fjordar, if you park your raft too close to the shore, the beds actually will just stop working. So when I died in the swamp collecting some stuff, I had to use one of my old boats that was now empty just to ride back to my raft. And on the way, I looked in my logs and saw that someone was already attacking my boat. And as I pulled up, it looks like they are repositioning themselves to do their final move to get in. The only thing I can hear while swimming towards my boat is their tech rifle shooting away at all my innards. I literally got here at the perfect time. They were so close to getting in. thought if I chased them with the motorboat a little bit, they would just try to teleport away or something in fear of losing their tech rifle, but he just went for all the bags for my broken fabricator and stuff. I didn't really think about it until afterwards, but that fabricator was full of electronics, so he actually made a pretty decent profit off of me. After I collected whatever he left behind, I decided to just get out of there and not chase him because he was probably going to have friends come by with more tech equipment that probably could have raided my base. Afterwards, I decided to tame up a ton of bats. So I headed over to a nearby cave and took as many as I could get. During this time, it was a 2x event, so they tamed up super quickly. Even the really high level ones only took about 2 times of sucking my blood before they'd tame. It was really nice. In a cramped cave like this, it's pretty likely you'll die once or twice, so always have some sleeping bags right outside. After I tamed up enough, I decided to bring one out and go find some PvP just to get used to things. I don't have a shotgun or a flamethrower or anything, so I just decided to practice my skills with the bat and just do pick battles until I inevitably die because I don't have any weapons. Surprisingly, I won, even though I don't really have any weapons, but it didn't seem like he had anything either. What's nice is every kill I get is another free bat saddle, though. Before this episode gets too long, I decided to end it here. I have everything I need. Dinos, a full base, a hidden storage, and all I really need now is a good base location and some teammates to play with. So that's what you'll be seeing next episode. See ya!